Race 5 at Belmont jumps at 2:19. It's the Perth Racing Club membership handicap over 1,300 metres, and we'll have a look at the most recent start of Machino Miss, last seen at Pinjarra.
Apollo, homeward bound at the 350. Alcina, Driftstar have come together. About a length away is another story. Back towards the inside, Machino Miss is making a run at them very quickly. Driftstar leads the way from Machino Miss, and Light the Fuse works into the clear. Fair Do further back, but Machino Miss now shrugs them off. Kicks away Machino Miss. Machino Miss beats Light the Fuse.
The last two runs of Machino Miss have been really excellent. It's run great time. The last 400 metres and last 200 metres has been outstanding. I think the wide barrier here will allow Sean O'Donnell to just put the horse where he wants to, coming around the turn, and if it can reproduce that turn of foot that we've seen the last two starts, it should be very hard to beat. So it goes on top for me from the 5, which is Zaratite. The horse has trialled once since we've last seen it, found the line well under its own steam in what was a moderate time trial, but the horse does seem to have a nice turn of foot over the last 400 metres, and just looking at that trial, the horse seems to have improved as well physically. Third pick is the 4, which is I'm Icy. Jumped well, settled outside the leader last start and was just flat late. I think the horse looks better suited here from gate 2. Should be able to roll forward and find the front. And then the 4th pick is the 7, Frosty Bay, who is another horse that should be thereabouts on speed. From the wide gate it should come across. Last start, it was only collared late by what I think is a pretty decent horse as well in Damos, so the horse itself is good form coming into this event. On top in race 5 is the 2, Machino Miss, from 5, Zaratite, 4, I'm Icy, and 7, Frosty Bay. Race 6 is the first leg of the quaddie. It jumps at 2:55. It's the Amelia Park handicap over 1,400 metres, and we'll have a look at the most recent performance of Kimberley Charm, last seen at Belmont.
Into the straight they swing at the 375. Shapita nursed in front, led by a length and a half. It had snuck away from Kimberley Charm, who came off the bridle quickly. Zene's getting up on its inside. Here comes Kakadu winding up right down the middle of the track with Great Charade at the 100-metre mark, and Shapita giving back as a great sight, still in front. Shapita in front from Zene's, followed then by Kimberley Charm. The others have died on their runs, and it was Shapita.
Kimberley Charm jumped okay, but was ridden with intent last start, settled in the breeze on what was a relatively slow speed. I think this race looks much the same, but I imagine they might try and take a sit this time. The horse has been running pretty decent sections. Last start it had a mid-race slowdown to contend with, which I'm not sure helped its chances, but if it can reproduce similar ratings to the last couple of starts, it should go quite a long way to winning this race. Second pick is the 4, which is 1 Point Lady. It's got really good soft ratings over the last 10 starts when we've seen it at Albany. 2 starts ago it ran some really nice late sections for that event where it wasn't necessarily suited in run. Last start it was just slow away in what was a relatively hot race overall, so I'm prepared to forgive it, and this looks a lot easier. So it's my second pick from the 1, which is Choice Command. Was away okay, it was pushed towards the lead. Again, it was a relatively moderate tempo last seen at Northern, and I think it should be able to jump across from 11 and try and set the speed once again. There's just a small query as a few horses have slightly better ratings more recently, and then the 4th pick is a 6, Mankind, who was 3 wide without cover at the tail of the field, was wide on the turn, playing late, but again it was in a relatively strong race, so with the blinkers going on, if it can find itself just that extra pair or 2 forward, it could probably finish into the first couple of runners. On top in race 6 is the 9, Kimberley Charm, from 4, 1 Point Lady, 1, Choice Command, and the 6, Mankind. Race 7 at Belmont jumps at 3:35. It's the Pink Ladies Luncheon, Saturday 6th of July handicap over 1,200 metres, and we'll have a look at the most recent start of Milady.
By Sir Snuggalot, then came Captivated Point, Zatorio at the 350. Milady kicked 2 clear. Pike into the clear with State Attorney. Regal Moon shot up on its inside as Fine Scent joins in as well. Inside the 200, State Attorney ranges up and grabs Milady. They get 3/4 in front from Fine Scent. He's hard at work on State Attorney from Fine Scent, and State Attorney is too good. State Attorney beat Fine Scent. Regal
prepared to give Milady another go. We had a crack at it each way at big odds last start, and we saw it jumped well, was ridden with intent, settled on speed on what was a good tempo race, and all things considered, the horse itself was only collared in the last 100 metres. It should be rock hard fit now. Chris Parnham jumps on board, and he's been on fire recently, so from gate 6 I think Milady can lead, set its own pace, and prove pretty difficult to beat. Second pick is the 2, which is Halusa. The horse has trialled particularly well. We last saw it 95 days ago, but that recent trial was under a hold. We've seen it run some good figures as well when leading and on speed at Kalgoorlie in soft climate. And so I think for the first start for the new stable, it could be a nice little chance here. Third pick is the 1, Ameliago. It was away okay. It ended up 3 wide without cover early before settling 1 out, 1 back. But again, it just found a couple of other runners just slightly better. The horse looks better suited here from gate 1. I think it will box seat. And then the 4th pick is the 9, which is Rosebush. And again, it's another horse that does have some good claims here from barrier 5. I think it'll just land in a perfect position. It was checked off heels last start, was good late going through the line. I think it should be better for that experience going into this event. On top in race 7 is the 8 Milady from 2 Halusa, 1 Ameliago and 9 Rosebush. Race 8 at Belmont jumps at 4:10. It's the Schweppes handicap over 1,300 metres, and we'll have a look at the most recent performance of Playing Marika.
Down on the favourites inside though, followed further back by Majestic Man and San Crispino heads the others, but Kirby's off and gone with Gates of Babylon, and the favourites about 6 lengths behind it. At the 200, Gates of Babylon well clear from Playing Marika. Devoted Star, gee, you'd have to think it couldn't win from here. It can't. This is going to blow them away, Gates of Babylon. Gates of Babylon extended the lead and won with Kirby sitting up.
Playing Marika was much better there second up. It jumped with intent, came across, settled outside the leader early before coming back into 1 out, 1 back. But look, it was chasing home a horse that had hit a career best performance there in Gates of Babylon. So I'm not sure that's the worst form race coming into this. I think although it's drawn wide Playing Marika, it should be able to settle somewhere on speed, but those recent figures are well and truly superior to the rest of the field. So it just needs to find a race with a bit of tempo, and this looks like it is one. It should be pretty strong going through the line. So if it goes on top for me from the 9 True Image, the horse has only had the 1 trial since we last saw it 130 days ago, and it almost fell in that trial. So Willie Pike just cuddled the horse late, made sure it was just going to the line under its own steam. Again, it draws perfectly here and should be thereabouts. Third pick is the 6, Beat the Bell. It was slow away, settled last on the outside. It was wide in the straight and really picked up over the last 150 metres. It ran great sections over that concluding stages. And again, the horse, although it will be back in the ruck, will have to find a way through. It should be pretty strong going to the line. 4th pick is the 12, Katusha. Just had the 1 trial. I thought it was a relatively good one as well. Ended up 4 back the fence. It's just picking splits through the field and was good late going to the line. So it's a watch for me returning here. On top in race 8 is the 4 Playing Marika from 9 True Image, 6 Beat the Bell and 12 Katusha. Race 9 at Belmont jumps at 4:45. It's the Peninsula Dining Room handicap over 1650. And our horse and focus hasn't been seen in a little while, but we'll have a look at the most recent start of Send My Love.
Strongly from Juicing Carrots, Midnight Banquet now gets the inside runner. Here comes High Energy though with his run down the outside. Send My Love further back making ground. Stake though releases the brakes on High Energy. At the 100, High Energy races clear. Send My Love's in pursuit charging. High Energy's in front. Send My Love dives but misses.
67 days, no trial for Send My Love, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the horse run a good show here fresh. The horse itself really seems to appreciate big tempo races, and although it struggles to actually find itself in front on the post, I think from gate 4 it should lob into a pretty nice position. Looks like the big field will suit. If you can just find a bit of clear galloping room, I'm sure it will be strong going to the line. So it can go on top for me from the 13, which is Regent Star. We saw last start, it was just restrained early from the wide barrier, ended up 4 back the fence, was ridden for luck, got the split and was really strong going towards the line. It seems to just map much better here from gate 3, and it's recorded the best last start sections coming into this race. Third pick is the 12, which is Scenic Journey. It's hard to knock what this horse is doing at the moment. Again, it was restrained early, got itself back last on the turn there at Pinjarra on what was a very slow tempo, but geez, it made a heap of ground up late, as it's done so far this preparation, and Willie Pike's jumping on board. 4th pick is the 3, which is Hoodlum Thunder. Again, it's been a while since we've seen it. It's just had the 1 trial, lost a bit of ground under riding, coming into the straight, just seemed to pick up again late. So I think the horse itself would prefer a more genuine speed, and again, it will probably get the chance of setting it, or at least be thereabouts on speed in this event. On top in the last is the 2, Send My Love from 13 Regent Star, 12 Scenic Journey and 3 Hoodlum Thunder. Best bets at Belmont, race 4, number 3 Hotham Valley, and race 5, number 2 Machino Miss. That's all for us here at Perth Racing. If you'd like to keep up to date, check out our website or stay in touch via social media. Until next time, on the box seat, I'm Pete Anthonus. Good punting and go well.